Has there ever been a better and stronger recommendation of our schools and nurseries as the engine room of the future of our children and so of your country and mine? Witness the return of nurseries and primary 1 to 3 last Monday, the 22nd of February. The delight, the sheer delight of the lollipop stewards to be back on duty again. The animated early morning greetings. The heads and deputies and staff on duty at the gates, welcoming everyone back and exchanging greetings and really meaning it both ways, parents and carers to teachers and so on. And perhaps best of all, the wee ones wrestling clear of the anxious hand grips of their parents and carers and literally running, accelerating towards the joy of seeing and being with their pals and their teachers once again. If anyone ever doubted in times past the vital centrality of education from the cradle, if not from the womb, onwards, then may they now and ever be convinced that there are few, if any, more important vocations, yes, callings in life, than to be responsible at whatever level and in whatever capacity for other people's children. To be doubly responsible for other people's children. Small wonder then that we hear of parents and grandparents and kinship carers having much more respect and indeed gratitude for their children's teachers and carers. More than that, there is a growth, a groundswell of talented men and women out there who, amidst the enforced thoughtful times and evaluation of their futures in lockdown, who are now considering a perhaps dormant, for whatever reason, calling to make a difference in life, and so to offer their lives in the service of others, people's children and their families. Or to put it more simply, to offer themselves to influence and challenge and inspire the next generation, not for them the later regret of wishing they'd done something worthwhile with their lives. No, the morally purposeful educator need have no worries in that regard. And if there is indeed a most welcome groundswell of future morally purposeful educators out there, are we in the profession ready for them? Is the profession sufficiently nimble and fleet of foot to welcome them readily, willingly, flexibly, with open arms and hearts and minds? Sometimes it does us no harm to think ahead and to imagine what educational life could be like once this coronavirus has been sufficiently settled and, all being well, largely eradicated in the fullness of time. For my own part, and based on our Be the Change discussion paper and the reaction to the ever-invigorated moral purpose of education, I imagine the following. Firstly, what can we stop doing in order to do better that which really needs to be done? What can we stop doing in order to do better that which really needs to be done? Have we made education into something mechanistic as opposed to inspirational? A matter of hours and contracts, of systems and of algorithms, which eat away at the very heart of why we came into the profession in the first place, to influence and challenge and inspire the next generation? Have we therefore gradually and perhaps with the best of intentions made teaching and education into just a job, another job, rather than the lifelong calling and profession of caring for other people's children, no matter what the personal cost? Has process and bureaucracy taken the place of passion and bravery? Has mediocrity taken the place of magic that we see in each and every child if we care to look for it? Has inspection and the so-named experts taken the place of encouragement? Has fear of getting it wrong taken the place of courage and creativity? Do we not have too many deliberators on high, often fighting, we presume, petty political feuds at a time of our greatest need? Shall we not need more and more deliverers, genuinely, morally purposeful educators on the front line? Now there's a good thought. Fewer deliberators and more deliverers on the front line. It was a highly respected former head of the groundbreaking Violence Reduction Unit, John Carnahan, who said, "I can't wait for the systems to change. I can't wait for the systems to change." And maybe we all need to take a good and honest look at ourselves, to realize that life in nurseries, schools, colleges, and universities may well never be the same, and to ask ourselves openly and honestly, what is true to core purpose? What is our core purpose, and what's true to it? And what do we need to stop doing in order to do better that which really needs to be done? From our research, I know that there are literally hundreds, if not thousands of you out there who, in the closing words of the moral purpose of education, are looking for 8 simple words. 8 simple words. More trust, more confidence, more joy in learning. More trust, more confidence, more joy in learning. It was the late Martin Luther King who famously said that our lives begin to end when we fail to stand up for those things which matter and which will last. And it only takes one person to stand up with integrity, with courage and open-heartedness, openness to possibility. It only takes one person to stand up for others to catch the tune, that shared courage is better than standing alone. Shared courage is better than standing alone. Witness then the lone piper of Maastricht, the home of the legendary André Rieu and his orchestra in the Netherlands. And listen to the lone piper, if you will, which link will be in the description box below the video of this broadcast. Listen to the lone piper as she bravely and clearly plays Highland Cathedral, to be joined by the pipes and drums and the orchestra. And then there comes a moment in the piece where she's all quite alone again, but she plays on. She holds the tune until the crescendo of the massed pipes and drums and orchestra has literally thousands in Maastricht Square on their feet, and many unexpected faces lashing with tears in a standing ovation of trust and of confidence and joy. More trust, more confidence, more joy in learning. And as you watch and listen now, please follow the link below this broadcast. May the feelings in that Maastricht crowd, from the lone piper out through the pipes and drums and the orchestra, standing alone and playing the tune, may those feelings be the same for you, of trust and confidence and joy in learning, more joy in learning. And for you and your colleagues on the front line, whom we admire so very much, and to whom your fellow countrymen and women are so very grateful, and not least those young people whom we mentioned not many moments ago, those young people and their families who are rushing excitedly and hopefully back to you at this time. And as we now listen to the lone piper of Maastricht, if you will, let us remember that real lasting change happens one-on-one, one by one, and then in partnerships.